Well, you saw your West Coast game of the week. Here is your East Coast game of the week. A team that we've seen quite a few times here on the BCS Playoffs preview game. The #1 ranked LSU Tigers. And they're getting ready to battle for the Golden Boot with #3, the Arkansas Razorbacks. We are here at Tigers Stadium. There you see Mike the Tiger, and this should be an interesting and fun game between two top-ranked teams in LSU and Arkansas, as the battle not only for first place in all of college football rages on between LSU, Arkansas, Alabama, but the battle to see who is going to represent the SEC West in the SEC title game against Georgia next weekend. And here come the Razorbacks. Check. Look at that. That's dangerous. Easy. Mike the Tiger going after some of the Razorback players. Now that's intimidating, right? You can't get any more intimidating than that than just having a big tiger, scary tiger looking at you. Well, Tyler Wilson, Ronnie Wingo Jr., Dennis Johnson, Jarius Wright, Joe Adams, Chris Gregg. They're going to have a tough task ahead of them, and you're looking at one of the senior defensive players, Jerry Franklin, and big tough task ahead of them as Spencer Ware, Alfred Blue, Michael Ford, Russell Shepard, Ruben Randall, Cadron Boone, and the man who's taken back over at quarterback. We've seen LSU twice here on the BCS playoff games. Lost both times, lost both Boise and Alabama on here, but in real life, still undefeated. However, that was with Jarrett Lee as quarterback. Jordan Jefferson, as we've seen the last couple of weeks with LSU, has taken back over the starting quarterback job, and we'll see how effective they are here tonight with Jefferson. Or I should say today, this game's at 3:30, with Jefferson at quarterback. And look at Jordan Jefferson trying to run it on the very first play, and he's immediately brought down for a tackle. Is that 25 that got him? Yeah, that was number 25 from the Arkansas Razorbacks. Terrell Williams, junior linebacker from Tulsa, Oklahoma. And Jordan Jefferson and the Tigers not off to a great start on that first play. Sacked for a 3-yard loss. This is for the battle of the Golden Boot between LSU and Arkansas. It is rivalry week, and again, Jordan Jefferson tried to option out, and he got tackled. So another loss of yards, and he looks frustrated right now on 3rd down 15. And for Arkansas, for head coach Bobby Petrino, that's what you like to see. Jefferson's going to throw it on a 3rd and 15. Rolling to the right. First down. What a throw from Jefferson. Just a good job by his wide receiver, by Russell Shepard, to get out there. Look at that. Rolled. He was covered. Finally rolled out till he got open. And they hit him. There's Mike the Tiger. Oh, wow, he passed himself. He's spinning around and he passed right out. Death Valley, Tigers Stadium, LSU and Arkansas. Screenplay. Great grab into Razorback territory. Ruben Randall for almost a first down. They're going to say 2nd and inches. Beautiful job on the screen. Getting it right out to Randall. He was wide open. The rest is blocking, and then the rest after that is it's Ruben Randall's speed. Speed and agility, one of the best in college football is Ruben Randall. 2nd down and inches for LSU. Let's see if we get Spencer Ware into the game. The line is stacked. They give it to Spencer Ware, and Spencer Ware, he had to fight for it, but he got the first down. Mike the Tiger putting up the 1. So after a rocky, shaky start from #1 in the nation, they're rolling now. They We have a new set of downs, 1st and 10, and we are in Arkansas Razorback territory. Jefferson takes that shotgun. There's a handoff to Ware. And Ware is able to get 2 yards on the run. 2nd and 8 for the LSU Tigers football on the 46-yard line. Jordan Jefferson, he's going to call some shots, sending a man in motion. Jefferson back to pass. He's going to run it. And that's going to be a 1st down as Jefferson slides down around the 30-yard line. Take a look. And I think he had it planned all along that he was going to run it. It didn't look like that there was even a possibility on that play that Jefferson was going to decide to throw that ball. As soon as he took it, spread his receivers out, he took the snap, and he was gone. It'll be 1st and 10 now for LSU. Jefferson lining up under center. He takes the snap, dropping back, and he's pressured that time. Quarterback sack for the Arkansas Razorbacks. Let's get a number on who got the quarterback sack. Number 99, big. Number 99. You always know it's a big guy when number 99 gets it. That's Askew. 290 pounds, a senior. Just laying out pancaking George Jefferson. And now 2nd and 17, he's already found himself in a situation like this here on this drive on a 2nd down and long. They give it to Ware, and Ware gets 3 yards back on the run. Upcoming for 3rd down, and now the Mad Hatter, they're going to have to put it in the air, either let Jefferson run it again or they're going to have to throw it. See what Les Miles decides to go with. They're going to throw it, and that one is batted down, nearly intercepted, nearly batted into his own defender's arms. That was well played on the Arkansas Razorbacks by Elton Ford, the safety. 4th down and 14. And that kick is going to be good. So LSU on a drive that had a couple of high points, had a couple of low points, stalled out a couple of times. They get it through, and that's where, LSU will take the lead. So now it's Arkansas ball. Look at this run back, and that's been one of the positive things this year for the Razorbacks has been the special teams, and we got a pretty good run back. So now the Razorbacks will take over at the 31-yard line. We're taking a look at quarterback Tyler Wilson. 3,000 passing yards. Wilson starts it off on the screen. That's a 1st down for the Razorbacks into Tiger territory. And that one was dished out to the tight end, number 85, or the wide receiver, Greg Childs. But Tyler Wilson, 21 touchdowns, just 5 interceptions, 3,000 yards. Greg Childs has caught the ball. It's his 14th reception on the year. Has yet to get a touchdown this year. We'll see what he can do. They give it to Wingo Jr., and that is going to be a 7-yard pickup. Ronnie Wingo. If there's any King of the Hill fans out there, I remember when one of my good friends always watched the Arkansas games, and Dale Gribble would always say Wingo, and every time the announcer said Wingo, he looked up thinking it was King of the Hill. But anyway, that's a quarterback sack for the LSU Tigers, and they gave one to Jordan Jefferson. Now the Tigers give one back to Arkansas. That's Josh Downs who came in on the quarterback sack. And now for Tyler Wilson, he's pushed back on a 3rd down and 8, forced to make something happen on the money down. Wilson has time across the middle. 1st down, Arkansas. You got that one to his wide receiver, number 80. That is Chris Gregg. That actually the tight end. I'm getting my tight ends, my wide receivers mixed up. I apologize for that. That is Gregg. He's caught the ball 38 times this year for 457 yards and 2 touchdowns. 1st and 10 now for the Razorbacks at the 31-yard line, and now they are moving. They give it to Wingo. Wingo on the left side. He gets out of bounds at the 10-yard line. That's going to be 1st and goal on that run Look at that. Powerful, powerful run. Rolling out end zone. Touchdown Razorbacks. Look at that drive. Great composure by Tyler Wilson. And he hooks up with his man in the back of the end zone, Joe Adams, the senior from Little Rock, Arkansas. And Joe Adams, one of the top receivers on this team, next to Jarius Wright. 46 receptions on the year. That's 47 now. 595 yards and 3 touchdowns for Joe Adams. And Death Valley, they're quiet right now. They need to get loud, though, for their Tigers. They find themselves trailing. Here comes LSU. Ball's going to be brought back. It looks like about the average starting position for these kick returns has been about the 25, 30-yard line. It's going to be Jefferson Ball at the 27. We've yet to see a punt here in this game. Jefferson's going to give it to Spencer Ware. Look at Ware trying to break free. Got past one, but he didn't get past the second one. And Spencer Ware went down. And you saw the Razorback defenders. They bounced out as soon as they saw the sweep. They immediately bounced to the outside and took Spencer Ware down. And be second down and 14 for LSU. Jefferson. That one's going to be intercepted. Intercepted by the Arkansas Razorbacks. Number 34 on the pick, the linebacker, Jerry Franklin. The senior linebacker. Reading Jordan Jefferson's eyes all the way. And I don't know if you can call it an upset. Both teams have identical records. Both teams are only separated by one number in the rankings. But if Arkansas can hold on and pull off the win, you might consider it a pretty big... Well, no, you're right. I apologize. Not identical records. LSU is still undefeated. I was thinking of the other preview games where LSU's lost. In real life, LSU's still undefeated. Arkansas with 1 loss. So I guess you could consider it a pretty big upset, even though only separated by one ranking. Nice job batting down the pass for the LSU cornerback Ron Brooks, the senior out of Irving, Texas. And well, here's Tyler Wilson's opportunity. Take advantage of this turnover, and that's exactly what. Oh no, incomplete. And another great job at defense by Morris Claiborne, the junior cornerback. 3rd down and 10. Wilson in shotgun. He has 5 receivers set. Wilson across the middle. Touchdown, Arkansas. Great throw and an even better diving catch by Colby Hamilton. Hamilton, his 30th reception of the year, 441 yards, and that is his 4th touchdown grab of the year to put the Razorbacks up 14-3 here in Death Valley. And now more than ever, LSU needs their fans to get loud and show some support. It's rally time right now for LSU. You see them pumping their arms up in the air, telling the fans, we need your support right now. The battle for the Golden Boot. The first of 2 BCS Playoff Game of the Week games here this week. Doing 2 of them because we had 2 requests and because it is Thanksgiving vacation time from college. And we all have a little bit of extra time on our hands. Spencer Ware with the 3-yard run. Like you said, normally, probably in weeks beyond this, if we have more than 1 request, it'll either be first come, first serve, or whichever game has the most votes will be the one that we go with. Jordan Jefferson, play action fake, And everybody bid on that LSU touchdown. What a way for them to answer back. Caterin Boone with the, how many yards was that? 75 yards? Everybody bit on the handoff to Spencer Ware. And LSU makes it a 4-point game. Wow. How quick and how resilient are these LSU Tigers? Les Miles, the big fan of that. 64 yards to Boone. Kick is away. Kick is good, and it is a 4-point game. Arkansas 14, LSU 10. The BCS playoffs are right around the corner. Take a look at the bottom of your screen. You can either join us on Facebook, which is probably the easiest way to follow along, as we give you weekly rankings, polls, playoff projections, and breaking news. Or you can just subscribe to the YouTube page. Get these Game of the Weeks, and then wait for the playoff games to roll around. There's the handoff to Wingo, and he gets a 9-yard run. And now for Arkansas, it's all about momentum right now. LSU starting to pick up a little bit of momentum back on their side. So now if you're the Razorbacks, you got to answer back. You got to try to keep the momentum going yourself. You don't want to lose it back to LSU. They give it to Wingo again, and he grabs the first down. And Arkansas doing a good job running it, as they always do. Some pretty fast running backs. We know that they've sorely been missing. We'll get to that in just a sec after this play. There's Wingo, who runs. They've sorely been missing Niles Davis, who he is doubtful for the LSU game with that ankle injury. But they've elected to stay with Wingo for the time being. And these guys, Ronnie Wingo Jr., and there he goes again. Runs it. Look at that leapfrogging down to the 45. Finally brought down at the 35. Ronnie Wingo Jr. and Dennis Johnson have really done a great job picking up where Niles Davis has left off in the running game, and more evidence of it here by Arkansas. First and 10. Once again, if it's not broke, don't fix it. I mean, why try to go to anything else if they can't stop it? Keep running the ball. And there was Dennis Johnson, that two-headed monster, Dennis Johnson and Ronnie Wingo Jr. And now Wilson, they finally switch it up, and I don't agree with that call. I mean, you were running the ball so well. Why do you change it up and go to a pass play? I mean, run it again. I don't understand that. So now it's 3rd and 5, and now you're forced to throw it again. Well, no, they're going to run it, and see, now you're stopped because you wasted that throw. I don't know. Interesting play calling. Far be it for me to question Bobby Petrino, but I would have just kept it running it until you're absolutely forced to throw it. Now you're forced to do a field goal situation, and that's going to be a good field goal. 17-10. Zach Hawker knocks it through. And Hawker, he hasn't been that bad this year. 17 of 23 on his field goals. Only missed one extra point. He's got one from 50-yard range. I mean, not bad numbers at all. Well, it's 2-minute drill time now for the LSU Tigers, and Jordan Jefferson try to tie this game up. Spencer Ware, usually pretty reliable, has had a really rough game today. Hasn't had much on the ground. And LSU decides to burn a timeout. Les Miles didn't quite like what he saw. They're going to let Jefferson throw it, and it's a short little throw. Is that Ruben Randall that grabbed it? I can't tell because they're in no huddle mode. Here comes Jefferson. Jordan Jefferson rolling to the left. He burns past the defender, barrels forward, and that's going to be a Tiger first down. Great blocking Look at that right there, that cut just to get past the defender. And then laying his head down, pushing forward. And that's an LSU first down. It's going to be an option play. Jefferson keeps it himself, and that's going to, yeah, Jefferson is upset. That's going to be 15 yards. Isaac Madison. Went quiet there. We laid out we talked a little bit about this in the Stanford game, but that's Edward Hockley Jr. He's a great-grandson of Ed Hockley, and he does all the officiating here in the BCS playoffs. Great throw, great grab, and now it's 1st and 10 inside the red zone for Jefferson and the Tigers. Jefferson's going to run it again, and he's met at the line and slammed down hard. Is that 74? I wish they had shoulder numbers. No, 34. Believe that was number 34 for the Arkansas Razorbacks, Jerry Franklin. But one positive out of that is they didn't lose any yards on the play. Jefferson, play action fake to Spencer Ware. They almost bit on it. They had one man that bit on it. But the one Razorback that didn't bite on it was Askew. Down goes Jefferson. 3rd down and 9. Jefferson drops back. He's under pressure. Avoids one sack. Doesn't avoid the second one. I believe that was Askew again. And that is the 4th sack already here in the first half. And now Jefferson having some words with his offensive line saying, hey, I need some protection. Because that entire drive fell apart. Oh, that's off the uprights. No good, but we have a flag. Let's hold everything. Offsides, and that's going to give LSU one more shot at the field goal. They get these 3 points. That's a stupid offsides call. Or, I mean, it's not a dumb call, but stupid by Arkansas to go offsides. Look at that. If Arkansas goes on to lose or something happens with 3 points, let's all remember that offsides on that field goal, because that is huge, and that just gave LSU a free 3 points. But yeah, that entire drive, once it hit the red zone, it fell apart because of poor blocking. Jefferson twice tried to run it, and he couldn't because of poor blocking. And then the quarterback sacked. Very frustrated. They're going to give it to Wingo Jr. Look at Wingo Jr. breaking through. Petrino was probably thinking, let's just get out of this half while we got the lead. But instead, that run by Wingo Jr. And we have another penalty. Let's go to Edward Hockley. So Josh Downs returns the favor with an offsides of his own. 1st down and 5 at midfield with 27 seconds to go. Here comes Wilson. Wilson going deep. No, knocked away, incomplete. Great defense on LSU. That was, I believe that was Taylor. 2nd down and 5. Here comes Wilson. Wilson, he's got an open receiver. That's going to be a 1st down for the Razorbacks. 2nd timeout is burned by Arkansas. Wilson in shotgun once again. He's looking for it all. End zone. Incomplete. Overthrew his intended receiver. Had a man standing wide open, and now look at this kick. How many yards? That's got to be a 55-yard plus kick. Yeah, not even close. No good. So instead of taking one last heave, you go for a kick that some questionable play calling by Bobby Petrino in this game. And now you're going to give Jordan Jefferson one last heave with 1 second to go. Here we go. Jefferson is back. He goes down. Quarterback sack. So they don't get one last heave out of it. That's going to be sack number 5. And this is a problem for LSU that we saw in the Boise game, that we saw in the Alabama game. Way too many sacks. That offensive line not doing Jefferson any favors. So we're heading into the half here on CBS. It's Arkansas 17 and LSU 13. Why don't you take a look at some of the sights and sounds of this game here from Tiger Stadium, and we'll be back after this halftime report. Take it away, Greg Gumbel. Welcome back to the SEC on CBS. The battle for the Golden Boot and the #1 LSU Tigers, one of 2 remaining undefeated teams in the nation, going up against the Arkansas Razorbacks, and they find themselves trailing, and Game Tracks is about to tell you why. Arkansas offense, some of these great grabs, and Wilson, he's been doing it himself, but for LSU, they fought back, as you see late in the second half with a couple of nice plays by Jefferson. Really had a chance to tie the game back up, but the offensive line let Jordan Jefferson down. But for right now, I got to say player of the game, Tyler Wilson, and if he continues to play like he has been playing, Arkansas might pull this thing off. They give it to Ronnie Wingo Jr., and Wingo is hogtied around the waist and thrown to the ground. And yes, hogtied I use as a pun. It's Arkansas Razorbacks. Second down and 9. They give it to Wingo again, who's had a pretty good first half, but now he's really had a hard time in the second half as Montgomery took him down. Third down and 7, and that forces a passing situation. Look at LSU trying to get the fans into it. We are jam-packed, and that's going to be a Razorback first down. It's a great job, cut over, nice grab. An easy Arkansas first down by Jarius Wright, who I believe that's Wright's first grab of the game. Out of shotgun, Wilson's got 4 wide receivers. Look at that. If we can see a replay, one of the offensive linemen was tangled up with one of the LSU defenders, just grabbed him and threw him right into the turf like he was nothing. And there's the leading receiver on the Arkansas Razorbacks, Jarius Wright, coming up with a 6-yard grab, and now Wilson with no backs. That one falls incomplete, so it'll be third down and 4. And this is a big opportunity for LSU to get a stop and force a punt. And I don't think we've seen a punt yet all game. That one, and that's a good stop. Jarius Wright caught it, but he's going to be 2 yards shy, and we are still not going to see a punt because Petrino is electing to go for it at midfield. Another play call, a very interesting one. Batted away, great defense. That was Taylor that knocked that one away. And it's going to be LSU football. So Bobby Petrino's come into this game, going for it on 4th down, attempting 55-yard plus field goals. Some interesting play calls. And now Jordan Jefferson, instead of having to go 100 yards, or rather 80 yards to get a score, he's 50 yards away. Very interesting stuff here tonight, this afternoon by Bobby Petrino. Second down and 8. Jefferson lined up in the pistol. Play action fake to Spencer Ware, and Jordan Jefferson gets the first down. Everybody bit on that right here. Look at this. Everyone went to Spencer Ware. Jefferson rolled out. Jordan Jefferson this year, just 400 passing yards, 4 touchdowns. Taken over for Jarrett Lee, and of course we all know why Jarrett Lee was the starter, and we all know why we went back to Jordan Jefferson. If you don't Google it, that one nearly intercepted by Askew, who's had a great game, possibly could be defensive player of the game if things continue to go Arkansas's way. Second down and 10. Hand off to Spencer Ware. Look at Spencer Ware go. That's going to be, no, 1 yard shy. Ed Hockley Jr. saying that Spencer Ware was 1 yard short of the first down. Yeah, look at that, 10-yard rush. Come on, give him the first down, Hockley. 3rd and inches. Give it to Ware again, and it doesn't work for him. Again, the offensive line for LSU just falling apart when they need them most. It's 4th and 4. And I think you're in the part of the field where you can go for it, but they're going to elect to kick the field goal. Kick is up, and kick is no good. Just a bit too long. Oh, yeah, LSU fans, they cannot believe they're seeing this again. They saw it when Boise State played them. That was the very first. It wasn't really a preview game. It was just a, hey, pick two teams that you guys want to see play. And that outstanding game where Boise came from behind to win. And now the LSU fans are sitting on their hands right now thinking, we could be going for another upset here in Tiger Stadium. 2nd and 7. They give it to Wingo, and he's met as soon as the ball is handed off and dragged down by Hunter, number 40, or Minter, Kevin Minter, the linebacker. 3rd down and 6. LSU trying to get the fans into it. If they can get another stop, that would be huge for the Tigers. Here they come. Wilson. Wide open receiver. Where is the coverage? 1st down for Arkansas. Look at that. Nobody is on him. Wide open for the Arkansas Razorbacks. Chris Gregg, the tight end. A new set of downs. 1st and 10. Ball at the 50. Plenty of time for Wilson. And that's going to be caught for a 2-yard pickup by the tight end once again. There's Gregg. Chris Gregg. All those G's. If he was a Wheel of Fortune puzzle, someone could guess G and just it would light up the board. They give it to Wingo, and he gets 1 yard on the carry. And LSU, the defense, once again forces a 3rd and 7. What they've had a hard time forcing is 4th down plays. LSU once again trying to get Tiger Stadium into it, and there we go. That was great defense. If I saw that correctly, that was number 72 that knocked that one away, Alex Hurst. Take a look at game tracks. Quarterback sack after quarterback sack after quarterback sack onto Jordan Jefferson. And yeah, Blackwell and the offensive line, they've had a frustrating day. 5 sacks to Jordan Jefferson. The offensive line really needs to come through right now for Jefferson if they want their LSU Tigers to get back in this game. They've led early. 3-0. They haven't led since. Jordan Jefferson, he is so deadly on his feet. And that time, the offense line did a great job blocking as Jefferson was able to roll out and race forward to grab the 1st down. There's Mike. I haven't seen much of Big Red today on the Arkansas side. I saw him at the end of the first half, but he's been pretty quiet. Might need to rally the troops. 1st and 10. 3 wide. Jefferson has an open receiver. That's going to be a 9-yard grab. Russell Shepard nabbed that one. And it looks like one more play here in the 3rd quarter for LSU. Jefferson calling some shots. Is going to run out of time, and they are going to run out of time. So we head into the 4th. It's a close game. We've had so many close games on these BCS Playoff Game of the Weeks. Evenly matched. Arkansas 17 and LSU 13. What's going to happen in the fourth quarter? Just 4 points separates number 1 and number 3. We switch side, and now this shadow effect starts to take over. Spencer Ware, first down LSU. This game being played at 3:30 on a Friday. And now as we enter into the fourth quarter, it's about 5 o'clock, and the sun is starting to set. The shadow effect, as you see on the field here at Tiger Stadium. Let's see how it affects play. Jefferson. That one is caught. That was Peter? Yeah, Peterson that got that one for a 3-yard grab. D'Angelo Peterson, senior tight end from New Orleans. Incomplete. That one batted down by Nelson. Great defense for the Arkansas Razorbacks. Jericho Nelson. 3rd down and 7. Football at the 49-yard line in Arkansas territory. First down, touchdown, Ruben Randall. Jordan Jefferson to Ruben Randall on 3rd and 7 for 49 yards. And the LSU Tigers take the lead. That's how quick Ruben Randall is. He cut from the route, went across the middle, and he was wide open. Touchdown Tigers. And now a field goal makes this a 3-point game. Nearly blocked. Great, good rush by the Razorbacks. Les Miles, the Mad Hatter, extremely excited, and now he needs his defense to come up with a stop. 20-17. How does Wilson respond? Bobby Petrino, Wilson, and the rest of the Arkansas Razorbacks. And now the fans are starting to get a little excited here. There you see a Ruben Randall fan in the top right-hand corner. He says, "I'll take some more of that, please." Wilson. Under pressure, down goes Wilson. Quarterback sack for the LSU Tigers. Number 99, Sam Montgomery, the sophomore, who I still to this day think Montgomery should be playing for an Alabama school, but that's neither here nor there right now. He's playing for LSU. With the name Montgomery, he should be playing for an Alabama school, but he gets the quarterback sack, and LSU's glad the sophomore is playing for him, and hope they can enjoy the sophomore for 2 more years. It is 2nd down and 18. They are pushed back, are the Razorbacks, to the 16-yard line. They give it, I don't think that's Wingo, was it? I believe that. Is it? Maybe it was Wingo. Yeah, that was Wingo Jr. Okay. So they give it to Ronnie Wingo Jr., and he gets back all of the yards that were lost on the sack. So now you're back to a 10-yard gain for a 1st down, but now it's 3rd down and 10. Wilson going deep. Oh, that's caught. Stays on his feet. Still on his feet. Touchdown, Arkansas. Joe Adams broke, I think, 4 tackles on 3rd and 10. There's 1 tackle. Let's see. 1, 2, 3. 3 broken tackles. Joe Adams and the Arkansas Razorbacks have reclaimed the lead at Tiger Stadium, a 76-yarder, and this game is just going back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. My, oh my. And now, Jordan Jefferson has another opportunity. Needs to come from behind, lead his team down the field. Arkansas went 76 yards in 1 play. He doesn't have to do it in 1 play, but he's going to have to go 75 yards to reclaim the lead. Jefferson takes it himself. Good run by Jordan Jefferson. He's been having a really good game running the ball. You got to credit to some degree the offensive line, giving him the time to do that, but also the receivers, because they're running those really tricky routes, and those DBs in secondary, they're all on them, and then that leaves the big gap for Jordan Jefferson to make this run. 2nd down and 1. They give it to Spencer Ware, who's been very quiet today. Not quiet in the sense that we have said his name a lot, but very quiet in the sense that he hasn't really done much today. He's been held down by this Razorback defensive line. Jefferson, he's going to get sacked, and he might be going to the well one too many times trying to run the ball. Try to do it again right there. And the Razorbacks were all over him, and they stuffed him. Down, and you see, look at that, ripping away at the ball, trying to force the fumble. There's Spencer Ware, and Spencer Ware again. I mean, Les Miles is determined to get Spencer Ware going. We're late into the 4th quarter, and still nothing. 3rd and 9, and they're going to have to either pass it or Jefferson get the... No, they're going to run it. Then, 1st down. Look at that. On 3rd down and 9, an obvious passing situation. They give it to the guy that's done nothing all night. And he picks up a 9-yard gain on clutch time on 3rd down. That is vintage Mad Hatter, Les Miles, on that play call. Jefferson, look at Jefferson breaking away. Jordan Jefferson to the house. He's going to go all the way. Touchdown LSU. Jordan Jefferson and the LSU Tigers retake the lead. He was pressured. Broke away from Askew. A couple of blocks, and then the rest was speed. Because he had on his tail Arkansas Razorback Darius Winston, a corner. A 6'1", 191-pound corner. And Jordan Jefferson and the LSU Tigers once again take the lead, and they take a 3-point lead. This is it. All right, here we go. And this is getting interesting. This is getting fun right now. I cannot wait for the BCS playoffs. Look at, these games of the week have been this close and this exciting. Can you imagine what happens when 32 teams are competing for the national championship in the Bowl Championship Series playoffs? This is just the regular season, and these guys are going all out. Imagine when it's all on the line in the BCS playoffs, and these guys are going all out for the national title. Well, it's Arkansas time. What can they do? Tyler Wilson. He's got Joe Adams, Jarius Wright, Greg, everybody. He's got to make something happen. And look at, to the 40, down to the 42-yard line. The Razorbacks are in business. Here come the Hogs. Wilson. Across the middle, that's a grab, and we have a flag. Let's wait and see what the flag is. Oh, bad penalty for Chris Gregg, the tight end. Edward Hockley, and there's Big Red. Now he's showing up, and he's not happy with that. A holding call is going to push Arkansas way back. Almost sort of like a screen pass. Normally screen pass is pretty horizontal. He kind of threw that one up and out, but Joe Adams brought it in. 1-yard gain, but that's not going to be enough. It's going to be second down and 19. Ball close to midfield. Wilson is pressured. Wobbly throw. Incomplete. Great pressure by the LSU defense. And, well, here we go. 3rd and 19. You see on the money down how good Arkansas has been, but I don't think they've ever been this deep on a 3rd down. They've had to convert. Oh, first down. Touchdown, Arkansas. They do convert and they get the touchdown. Unbelievable game that this has been. Tyler Wilson to wide receiver Colby Hamilton. And the lead has changed once again. This is absolutely unbelievable, this game. The kick is away. The kick is good. 31-27. And you got to think back to the Jordan Jefferson interception early in the game that perhaps gave Arkansas that extra 7 points and not only gave them the advantage, but if LSU could figure out a way to go down the field and retake the lead, then you have to go back to that field goal because it would be a 3-point lead, and we're taking a look at game tracks and Jordan Jefferson and how good he's been on his feet. And if he could make something happen and reclaim the lead again, it would be a 3-point lead. Then you have to go back and think back to the offsides call on the missed field goal where Arkansas gave LSU a second chance and an extra 3 points. That's what cost them the game, but we're far away from here. We can prevent that from happening if the Arkansas defense stands up. It'll be second down and 1. That was Boone who brought that in for a 9-yard reception. Jefferson, lots of time. Throws it deep. Batted around, incomplete. That one could have been caught by anybody. How many times did that bounce around? 1, 2. Oh, man. Look at that. 4 sets of hands going for it. Batted once. Boom, batted twice. And if he could have just turned around and made the grab, it could have been either good or bad. Catch or interception. Instead, it falls incomplete, so it's kind of neutral at this point. 3rd and 1. 49 seconds to go in the game. Here comes Jordan Jefferson. He's pressured. That's quarterback sack. Number 6. Jordan Jefferson goes down, and it is 4th down. He was sacked by Terrell Williams, the linebacker. Jordan Jefferson goes down once again. Quarterback sack, Jericho Nelson. They have 1 timeout left, but this is ball game. They're in victory formation, and the Arkansas Razorbacks, the defense, they overcame some mistakes. They overcame some questionable Bobby Petrino play calling, that's for sure. And the LSU Tigers are going to lose again. They haven't had much luck. This is their 3rd loss in the BCS Playoffs preview games. What a game this was. 31-27. The lead changed hands so many times in this game. Just back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. And the Arkansas Razorbacks are left celebrating here on your East Coast BCS Playoff game of the week. And this was certainly the play of the game. 1 missed tackle. Not a broken tackle, but that was a missed tackle, a second missed tackle, and another missed tackle. And he was off to the races. The Arkansas fans going crazy in Tigers Stadium. We saw a classic. This was a great, great football game. Jordan Jefferson, he's upset, frustrated that they lost. I know it's got to be a frustrating feeling, but he can't be upset with the effort that he gave. Tyler Wilson, though, he came to play, and whatever he was doing, for whatever he came up with, it was clicking. The Golden Boot, Arkansas will take it home with them. And LSU will be left walking out. They've got some work to do as the number 1 seed. Only one time in the history of the BCS playoffs has the number 1 seed gone to the Final Four, and that was Alabama. We saw last year, Auburn was the number 1 seed. They got upset by Troy in the first round. The year before that was Alabama. They went all the way to the Final Four. And the year before that, our number 1 seeds, Oklahoma, went to the Sugar Bowl. They lost. And if LSU does stay at number 1, they certainly have a lot of work ahead of them if they want to try to make a run here in the BCS playoffs. And you can take a look at the history of both LSU and Arkansas in the BCS playoffs. Head over to facebook.com/BCS playoffs, like the page, and then go to the photo section where you got brackets for the last 4 years and then in-depth stats for last year. I mean, what more can be said about this game? There's nothing. Nothing more. Take a look at some final stats here. Jordan Jefferson, 9 for 14, almost 200 yards passing, 2 touchdowns. That 1 interception might have been what cost him rushing. I mean, Jordan Jefferson, 68 yards. But here's the big stat for me. Spencer Ware, he was just held down. 13 rushes, 34 yards, only averaged 2 yards a carry. At the receiving end of things, Ruben Randall had a really big day, as always. Boone always has a really big day. For the defensive side for LSU, you see it there. But you look at all the zeros in the sack column. That's going to be a really big number. And I want to start off with Arkansas. And when we think of all the things of why LSU lost this game, you got to go back and think of there were a lot of missed field goals, too, for the LSU side. So again, LSU defense, 2 sacks, all those zeros under sack. You go to the Arkansas defense, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's added up as a 5th sack between those two. 6, 7, 7 sacks. 7 sacks for this defense for Arkansas. Thomas had 7 tackles. I mean, tackles for losses. And the interception, Franklin had a big interception. We go into receiving, because it was definitely a lot of receiving. Joe Adams, 122 yards, 2 touchdowns. And, of course, we can't leave out Colby Hamilton. Two times he caught it, 2 times he went for touchdowns. Rushing, it was all there. Ronnie Wingo Jr., 12 rushes, 95 yards. And then your player of the game, Tyler Wilson, 16 of 25, 290 yards, 4 touchdowns, and the big goose egg under interception. To wrap this thing up, well, let's look at the scoring summary. Look at how back and forth this went. LSU scored. Arkansas scored. Arkansas scored. LSU, Arkansas. LSU, LSU, Arkansas, LSU. I mean, it just went back and forth, and just look. 7-3, 10-10, 0-0, 14-14. That's how evenly matched this was. And that 1 field goal that LSU had to settle for in the first quarter, if they had scored instead of going for the field goal, we'd still be playing right now. We'd be in overtime. And now just taking a look at some of the team comparisons. The first downs, LSU had more of them, but Arkansas had more total yards, 373 to 301. When we take a look at the rushing, LSU as a whole, with Ware and Jefferson, did better in the rushing, but in terms of running back versus running back, Wingo Jr. just outclassed Spencer Ware today. For quarterback, same thing goes. For quarterback play, very good quarterback play on both sides, but again, it was Wilson who just had the better day. Passing yards, almost 100 more passing yards for Wilson than for Jefferson, but Jefferson did had nearly 100 rushing yards. Third down conversion, that's your money down. 66% for Arkansas. That's probably why they ended up winning this thing. And then you look at red zone efficiency, both 100%. The one turnover for LSU, penalties, 3 for Arkansas, and then time possession is pretty even. I don't know what more you can say after that, fans. If this hasn't convinced you to stick around in 3 weeks for the BCS playoffs, I don't know what will. We've had some great games, not only Arkansas and LSU, but the Notre Dame-Stanford game. This has been fun, and head to the Facebook page, facebook.com/BCS Playoffs. Vote. What do you want the next week game to be? Actually, next week's conference championship week, so you can actually vote for a conference championship game that you want to see, or pick a different game from there. After that, that'd probably be our last week of Game of the Weeks that we do, because the week after is the Army-Navy game, and the week after that was when the BCS playoffs would start. So I would take that additional 2 weeks to film all the first-round games. So next week will be your last chance to pick a Game of the Week. So go ahead and pick what you want to see, or wait to see who's going to be in the conference championship games and vote then. And then after that, the BCS playoffs begin. It's just 3 weeks away, right here on YouTube and Facebook. Thanks for tuning in. We hope you enjoyed.